Hiding ethnic-sounding names from resumes or curriculum or curricula vitae has no real bearing on who's picked from the pile of applications for jobs in the federal public service, according to a pilot project on blind hiring. This is from the website of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. A report released on Tuesday, January the 23rd, 2018 by the Public Service Commission shows visible minorities, in other words, people who by their skin color and or other physical appearance clearly differ from the white majority in Canada, so people principally of African and Asian origin, were shortlisted at roughly the same rate through a name-blind recruitment process, 46%, as through a traditional process, 47%. For visible minorities, results indicated no significant effect on the screening decisions of applications, the report concludes. The federal government launched the name-blind hiring pilot project in April 2017 to reduce bias in recruitment based on the names and ethnic origins of potential candidates. In a blog post on January the 23rd or 24th, Treasury Board President Scott Bryson said the pilot project aimed to see if unconscious bias was undermining hiring processes and the government's efforts to build a more diverse public service. According to him, the pilot project was groundbreaking, and he says that it is consistent with the government's focus on innovation and experimentation. According to him, the project did not reveal bias, but its findings do contribute to a growing body of knowledge, providing the federal government's members with insights to further explore in their steadfast support of diversity and inclusion in the public service two critical characteristics of an energized, innovative, and effective workforce able to meet the demands of the ever-changing world. It included 17 departments and 27 external hiring processes between April and October 2017. In the sample were included 2,226 applicants, of whom 685 were classified as members of visible minorities, so just under 31%. And the jobs for which they applied were in the scientific and professional, administrative and foreign service, technical and administrative support, and operational fields. Applications in the blind process had the name, citizenship, country of origin, mailing address, spoken languages, references to religion, and names of educational institutions removed. The objective was to determine if applicants with ethnic-sounding names were disadvantaged in the screening process. So ethnic-sounding meaning names other than English and French ones, because English and French are the two official languages of Canada. Although the findings did not reveal any bias, the report noted that reviewers were aware they were participating in the blind recruitment project, and that this awareness could have potentially affected their assessment. Because the number of candidates who self-declared as Indigenous, in other words, Native Canadians, traditionally called Indians, Métis, and Eskimos, although now, because of political correctness, they are called Indigenous or Aboriginal Canadians, and Eskimos are now known as Inuit, one of the main ethnic groups among them. There were only 73 of them, or 3%, or disabled candidates, who numbered 102, or 5%. So those two samples were small. The analysis was then limited to visible minorities. Among the participating departments of the Canadian federal government were National Defence, Natural Resources, Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship, Global Affairs, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and Statistics Canada. The report noted that other studies on blind hiring have had mixed results. In 2011, there was a study made in the Australian Public Service which found that de-identifying applications at the shortlisting stage did not appear to help promote diversity. According to that report, in fact, when all candidates' information was made available, reviewers discriminated in favor of female and visible minority candidates. Benefits of name-blind recruitment may be partly dependent on the context of the organization, including whether discrimination is present in the hiring process and whether the organization has policies aimed at improving diversity. In 2015, the British Civil Service implemented name-blind recruitment to reduce unconscious bias and boost diversity, but as of January 2018, no systematic review of the impact has been carried out. The article was written by senior writer Kathleen Harris in the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation's Parliament Hill Bureau that covers news related to the Canadian Federal Parliament and government, both situated in Ottawa, Canada's capital. She covers politics, immigration, justice, and corrections.